To be fair, it's not all about the LSAT. I mean, or the GPA. You know, we look at the whole student, and we look at the student's interest level, and we look at the student's mission, and we look at what the student has done in the student's past experiences. So, you know, the LSAT is important, and I don't want to minimize it. It's super important. And I just want to speak to that a little bit, even though I know I'm interviewing you. But one of the things that I think is unfortunate for academic admissions processes is that it's so easy to measure someone by these objective LSAT, GPA factors. And I think that that's one of the default reasons for putting so much emphasis on them, because there's so many people who apply. But it's important to keep in mind that that's not who you are. You are not your LSAT. You are not your LSAT number. And that as law school admissions, we try desperately, and I say this from years in the academy, to look beyond that. And so no one should ever let their LSAT define who they are. And the other thing I want to say is that, and I think you can agree with this, your success on the LSAT has absolutely no bearing on what kind of lawyer you're going to be. It has bearing on what kind of law school you'll get into, but it doesn't have any bearing at all on the kind of lawyer you will be once you get out of practice.
100%. I could not agree more. First off, your LSAT score can change. You can improve. Mm-hmm. So therefore, by nature, it's not an innate characteristic of who you are. So right. That's the first thing I would say. Second of all, there is a margin of error of 3 points on either end for any given LSAT score. So mm-hmm. let's say you score a 170. Next day, you could score a 173. Following day, you could score a 167. So there's a 6-point range. So where's the true number? Who knows? There is an element of luck as well as just how you woke up that morning.
Right.
And finally, this exam is I mean, I won't say it's arbitrary or irrelevant. It does have some bearing on law school, mm-hmm. but that has nothing to do with your practice as a lawyer. There's so much more to your career success, how you are with people, what your personality is like, your networking abilities, your general work ethic. The LSAT is simply a measure of how hard you study for the LSAT and if you studied the right way for the LSAT. And there's a certain value to having that bar set by law schools. You need to have some objective measure, I think.
Right.
But, and I'm not saying the LSAT is nonsense, because I think it's a good exam, but it still is just an exam. And so realize that once you are finished with it, you can move on with life and you'll forget about it altogether, most likely.
That's right.